Namaste, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome in this festive season on a Wednesday. And I'm here with a book review. Thank you to Parent Station, Small Wonder, and Harsha Ma'am for giving such a wonderful platform where we can review books and put some light on what we are reading and how we are comprehending it. Today, book review is going to be a little hatke session. But before I start with the book and what I'm going to present, let me tell you one experience that I have had. In my childhood, I was not a very good reader. And today, when I really feel that if I had read more books, I would have more knowledge. I would have visited more places, though being or sitting in my house. So everything is possible when you are a good reader. Say, for example, take any person who is a good orator, who is a very good communicator, who is he has very good communication skills. When is a person good orator or has good communication skill? The main thing is if he is a good reader, then definitely he will be a good orator. He will be a person with best communication skill. And the reason behind it is that you have more vocabulary. The more you read, the more vocabulary you have. The more knowledge you have about things. The more places you feel you have visited so many places just by reading books. And I miss all that. But I have rectified that by giving my children proper books at proper age, and I very proudly I can say that they are book lovers. They are not bookworms, but they are book lovers. How I can say that is with a small example. Whenever my son, we used to go for shopping with him, and he always had a book with him. So whenever we go in a shop, big, we go to supermarket or something like that, he would say, "I'm sitting here outside with my book. You finish your shopping and come out." So that is how much the priority for him was book rather than coming for shopping with us. Over the period of time, the genre that he reads, everything has changed. But what I have, how I have put this love for books in them, I would like to share with you today. Let me tell you, have you see, there are two things when you categorize what type of books your children should read. We have two categories. One is we give them books to explore on their own, and the second is when we as a parent take some or few books and read in front of them. Every time the child observes us, if we read a book, definitely they will sit with the book in their hand. But what type of books parents should read to them, that we will take some other day. Today, let me discuss what kind of books should we give to our children at the very first stage. Let me ask you, have you observed what your child does when you give any object to him? Let it be toy, let it be kitchen utensil, let it be some cloth. What does it do? The child first will see the object. The next thing the child will do is they would try and lift the object in their hands. They would feel the object, the toy, the cloth, utensil, whatever you have given to them. So this was the second one. What will the child do third? Third thing, the child will shake that object. Why? Because it wants to see whether that object makes any noise or not. That was the third. The fourth thing the child would do is lift up that object, bring it near to their nose, and the last thing that the child would do is put that object in their mouth. Now you must be thinking, how does this relate to book? Here I would like to ask, out of all this activity that the child has done with the object, what do you conclude? Well, I conclude that the child has felt or explored that object with all its five senses. First, the child saw, eyesight, then hands with the hand, the touch sense, touched the object, then it tried and checked whether it makes some noise or not. So that was the hearing sense. Next thing, they bring it near to the nose and then they put it in the mouth. So the child has explored this object with all five senses. Right? And wherever, in whichever senses, the child was stuck for a longer time, that means that interested the child. If the child, when it saw it was colorful and bright, the child will be looking at that object for a longer period of time. When it touched, it had some feeling. It was soft, it was hard, the child was exploring it, and accordingly, it will spend some time at that sensory part of the object. So, accordingly, followed by hearing, if it's making sound, they would keep on rattling it. And if it makes sound by throwing it, they will throw it. So, how to relate this when you are selecting any book for your child? We are very lucky that now we have such books available in the market through which all these five senses of the child can be developed. Here I'm talking of that stage when the child is just able to sit. The child does not have any knowledge of alphabets. Neither they know any vocabulary, how to read. Vocabulary as in they are doing conversation, mama, papa, that is different. But they don't know how to read. I'm talking about that stage. So this is the very first stage when the child is just able to sit. What kind of books you should give them? So the first and foremost thing is the book should be attractive. Attractive in the form of colors. So when the child sees, when the child uses eyesight, their sense of eyesight, it should attract and the child should focus or have its attention on that book for a longer period of time. આપણે કહીએ ને કે મજા આના चाहिए, वो देख के खुश हो जाना चाहिए. We have always observed as a teacher or as a parent कि अगर आप बच्चों के सामने एक ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट बुक रख दो और एक कलरफुल बुक रख दो, which one the child will choose? The colorful one. Why? Because that attracts the child. So the first rule is the book that you're selecting for your child should be full of colors, should be full of pictures. Even if there are no writings, no matter at this stage. Writing words, that is not important. Just holding the book, spending time with the book, that is what is important at this stage. Or if you are selecting book which has words, let the words be very limited. Maybe just one word per page, that will also do. We have such books available in the market. I'll come up to it. So according to me, the very first book that we give to our child should be such which uses all five senses to explore the book. Let me give you some examples. Here I have this book which says, See the Sea. So in this book, it is full of colors. Yes, it has something which attracts the child. Now what is that? Look at this, eyes. Can you see the eyeballs moving here? That is something which will attract children. It also makes sound. So on every page, look at this. The size of the picture is big. There are a few writings, but don't bother about the writing at this stage. It has very big pictures. It has very nice colors. This is what will attract child. mind well, at this stage, we are not focusing on the reading part. We are focusing on creating love for book. So, on every page, the pictures are very colorful and the size of the picture is also large. There are also, this was about seeing and getting attracted. There are a few books which makes some noise. Take for example this book. It says, "Nay, I am pony." In this one, or it says, "Squeeze the pony when you see the word nay." So wherever the word nay comes, if I squeeze the pony, it has this sound. And this is what will attract the child. So in each page, you have a sentence and then a nay word coming. So whenever there is a nay word, if you squeeze, it will make sound. To make it more interesting, we can tell the child, whenever I say the word nay, you squeeze. And the child will be eagerly waiting to hear the word nay and to squeeze again. So these are the books which you should introduce at the very first stage. Now this we have seen about attraction, that is eyesight sense of it, the hearing sense of it. Now one more I would like to say, the touch. There are very nice books available in the market which are called touch and feel books. Or in this type of books, on every single page, you have a small part of the page where if you touch, you feel as if you're feeling the real object. So these are called touch and feel books. I have a few examples here. This says touch and sparkle. It is all about kittens. I don't want to put any focus on what is written on it. But if you see the picture, this one part of it has real fur of a cat feeling. This is what will have the child spend its time on this particular page. So these are called touch and feel books. And they will enjoy that I'm really touching this cat here. And this is the real feel of it. Here they have this touch part is this whiskers. They can touch the whiskers and they can have how it really feels. Here it says sparkly, shiny pattern. And here it has this paw. The paw is soft. If you touch it, it's soft. So the first time when you are introducing the book to the child, you will have to touch everywhere where they can feel. And the next time when you open the book, the child itself will touch all the parts which they have to feel. This is one example here. Believe me, they would enjoy this activity and they would love to sit with the book. So here again, I would like to say, we are just making them to start love books. This is one similar, again, touch and feel baby animals. So it says a soft like a baby rabbit. So it has this portion where they can touch and feel how soft that is. They can feel the skin of elephants, the skin of ducklings, cow, and this is a gorilla. So this is what the child will enjoy. Now, after this comes a stage when the child is sitting. It also keeps doing, it is always physically active. So how can we relate this activeness with books? We have a few books wherein they show pictures which says, I am, in the picture it is shown that the child is sitting upright. And then we can interact with the child and say, can you sit upright? The child will be eager to sit and show you how upright can the child sit. So all those physical activities which the child does We can relate. We can have a look. It's on its tummy. It says, I am already sitting. The baby is already sitting. Can you sit? Now the baby is standing. Can you stand? Holding toes. So every time you open the book, the child will start doing what the pictures are showing, illustrating in this book. This shows clapping. So this way, they can become physically active and relate to book. So every time you'll bring such a book to him, he knows what he has to do and he will start doing it. This kind of books, you can always, even you can DIY these books. How? If you take a book, draw a nice picture of Barbie doll, or draw a nice picture of, say, for example, a rabbit as we have seen, or cat we have seen, and on one portion of that picture, you can put real fabric. You can put real fur that you make soft toys with on that particular portion of body of that animal, or maybe the frock of the Barbie doll is made with nice material which is shiny and sparkly. Every time the child will touch, it will want to spend some time there. So in this way, we are developing all the senses, and in addition to that, we are also creating their love for books. You can also make a book where you stick a mirror or shiny paper, which you can see your reflection in. And then you can use that uh, to ask your child, see, I can see my ears. When you see it in the mirror, I can see my ears. Show me your ears. Can you see your ears in the mirror? So this way, it can get interactive. Here again, I would like to emphasize, no words are required, only pictures, colorful, and the senses which they can use in exploring this books are going to be very, very important. One such book, if I show you with mirror, I have here. I'm talking about this kind of a mirror. And in that, here they are talking about taste and tongue. So you can ask the child, look in the mirror and see if you can see your tongue. So this way, you are giving them opportunity to learn so many new vocabularies. You are teaching them so many of their body parts. You are creating love for books in them. So these are the first few years where you can give this books and they can explore with all their five senses. Then will come the next stage where you will introduce books to them which has only one picture in one page and one word. That will be the second stage. Why we are talking about only one picture and one word on one page? That is, so the child does not get confused. Say, for example, if I am opening this book here, and there are so many pictures here and written one thing, the child doesn't know what this one word is the picture. Let us talk about this one. See, if I have written whales, if I have written seahorses, if I have written weeds, whatever, the child doesn't know which portion is what. So here we take one picture on one page and one word. And what kind of books are these? You can take books, very tiny hardbound books. And yes, one very important thing, all these books at this stage need to be hardbound books, because the kids are too small, children are too small to handle paper books. But if they are hardbound books, you can give it to them and they can spend their time with. You don't have to keep a watch on them. Are they taking proper care? Hardbound books are not damaged. They are not torn, so they are safe to be given to children. We have very tiny board books. Those are which has different categories like animals, birds, toys, vehicles, flowers, vegetables. All these books can be given at second stage. These tiny books, they can handle, it's manageable for them to touch, carry it, and they can relate to their day to day life. See, if you are giving them a book about toys, they can relate it to their life because they're using it every day. If you are showing them vegetables, they know mama is using tomatoes in the kitchen and this is that same thing. If you start giving books about Eiffel Tower and Taj Mahal, they cannot relate. So this is a concept called near to far concept. So near concept, what does that mean? Whatever the child sees in their surrounding, you give books related to that objects which they see every day in their life, right? If you like, for example, animals, they see cows in the street, they see dogs. So we start with domestic animals first. Do you get what I mean to say? You should always go from near to far concept. Near concept means the things that they are seeing around or in their surroundings. This is a very, very vast subject because at different levels you need to give different books. And today we have seen two stages. One stage is when they have hardly started sitting, what type of books we should give. And the next is one picture on one page with one word. In here also, one word, how it should be. The word should be, the font of the word should be large. Either it should be black or red in color. The font color should be black or red because that attracts the eyesight of the child. When it comes to, they have to see, that will be the first thing they will be attracted to. We will definitely take this topic further in next Wednesday's book review, and we will continue to explain what is the next stage of books that you should select for your children. But before I end this book review session, I would like to leave all of you with a beautiful quote which says, "A child who reads will be an adult who thinks." Thank you all and see you next Wednesday. Bye bye.